Alright, let's go. I don't think I'm going to use Twitch chat integration for now. Mostly because the person who most often chats in my chat is not available tonight. So it'd mostly just be a bunch of random stuff, and that's not as fun. We'll see what happens. Why is the game... Oh shoot, right, I forgot. I can't run my model at the same time as Noita. Silly me. Alright, no model stream. These things happen. Wait, next vote. I thought I had that turned off. Oh, disconnect, please. Alright, round two. A little bit of jank, never hurt anybody. A little bit of speed, never hurt anybody either. Except for all those times where it's gotten me killed because I've run into things that killed me. But I mean, we're not gonna count those. Ooh, Digging Bolt, that's so good. Digging Bolt in the first stage is very, very rare and really, really good. Because mobility tends to be really, really limited at the start of the game. But now I have some. Once I get to the Holy Mountain, I'm absolutely putting that on my bomb wand because of the low cast delay and low recharge time. Normally you don't like to put things on that wand because of the low mana capacity and recharge speed, but Digging Bolt is completely free, so that's not really a factor. In other words, it's basically the single best wand I could have found as my first wand. Alright, I'm gonna be playing a bit more like I normally do, where instead of like rushing to get the clear, I'm gonna like try to explore, get stronger, that sort of thing. I don't really have a goal in mind. I've already got the crown, I've already got the amulet. I could go for the 34 orb amulet, but I'm not quite ready for that just yet. Maybe I could inch towards 100% completion. That could be fun. Digging through the slightly darker stone takes longer than the brown material. Think of it like the difference between stone and dirt in Minecraft, because that's what it is. A little bit of poison shower never hurt anybody. That's a lie. It would have hurt fairly badly if it had actually stained me. Poison and also fire do percentage-based damage, so they never really stop being threats until you become immune to them. It's kind of terrifying the first few times you get like tens of thousands of HP, and then you get like a little poison on you and you start taking like thousands of damage a tick and you're just like, where's all this damage coming from? Is there like some terrifying monster chewing on me? It's like, nah, it's just 3% of 100,000 is like a lot. So, depending on your feelings about math, yes, something terrifying is chewing on you. We would really rather not get hit by shotgun spells. Or shells. Sorry, wizard on the mind. For some reason. Even though I'm a witch and not a wizard. Noita is Finnish for witch. That was a mushroom. I thought it was a man's head. Ooh. That is a treasure chest worth digging to. The big bulb guys there are kind of scary though, so instead of trying to shoot them with my tiny little gun, I'm going to blow them up with my bomb wand. So I'm just going to make a little crevasse here for the bomb to go into so it doesn't go flying. And hopefully it will do exactly that and kill them, and I will be safe from any consequences of my actions. I just hit bomb again. Whoops. You know what? That went really well. I'll take it. My reward may have melted. The big guys bleed acid, so when you blow them up it makes a lot of acid, which is also why this entire area is like in shambles now. Greetings, Final Eclipse. Always a delight to have you around. This area looks spicy. This is the first zone. It is the least spicy zone in the game by a mile. There was just a little bit of an acid spill, that's all. I've caught fire somehow. These things happen. It's Noita. I just dropped another bomb because I'm silly. But you know what? If it works, it works. Honestly, Ariel and accidentally bombing herself name a more iconic duo. Like, it's not a bit, I'm actually just this careless in every game. Basically what I'm doing right now is I'm running around and I'm farming gold. I like to finish the first zone with at least 400 gold. Ideally more. I also found a really, really good wand for the first zone, which is a wand with digging bolt on it. Also, I'm on fire and I don't have water to put it out, so I'm gonna try and find some real fast. The nice thing about water in this game is that even dipping your toes into water completely extinguishes all fire. In regards to the damage over time component of fire and poison, they both do percentage-based damage over time, but poison will never kill you. Fire can kill you, poison can't. Poison will, at worst, reduce you to 1 HP. Which is still bad, but the only hit point that really matters is the last one. That said, I've taken a bunch of damage, my health is low, I've got over 400 gold, and I've got a digging bolt. I am going to move on to the next stage now. The digging bolt is worth a ton of gold in the next stage because there's a lot of gold in the walls, and the digging bolt can let me access it. And we get our health back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the digging bolt on our bomb wand, because our bomb wand has incredibly high speed, so it's a much better wand for digging. This wand is pretty nice. The recharge time is pretty long though. I don't like this one. The recharge time is abysmal. This wand is also really nice. It also always casts Acid Ball, which is pretty spicy. That means it has unlimited charges, and no matter what I cast out of the wand, it'll also cast an Acid Ball. Recharge time on this is just farcical. You would buy this, strip the spell from it, and then throw it away. This wand is even worse. Yeah, no. these perks kind of suck. Revenge Bullets isn't the worst. 20% resistance against projectiles is actually really nice. Teleportitis dodge is bad because you might think teleporting out of the way attacks is really OP, but then you teleport into other attacks and it's really dangerous. No wand tinkering is purely there to poison the wall for gamble. 20% explosion resistance, why would I need that? Okay, oil blood, that's fire immunity. The other two options are extra knockback on spells, which I don't care about, and immunity to negative effects of eating, which is not better than fire immunity. Now the real question is, do I want this wand? It's a decent chassis with decent spells, but I kind of like my Spark Bolt. Okay, you know what? Oh, I can't even afford it. Never mind. Oh crap, I should have poured out the polymorphine and replaced it with water. Oh well. So, the bomb wand, like I say, has terrible mana capacity and recharge speed, which normally makes it a bad wand for other spells. But Digging Bolt is a free spell, so the downsides aren't relevant. And since I can't wash poison off of myself, I will simply drain the poison instead. Also, every individual pixel of gold you see in the walls is a pixel of gold. Oh crap. Luckily I'm immune to fire. Every pixel of gold you see in the walls is a single dollar that I can pick up. Okay, this is a fun wand. Lots of bombs, they glitter, it's really nice. It's shuffle though, so it's not a very good wand. If I can make it not shuffle, that'd make it a lot better. Because the stats on it are actually halfway decent. But yeah, having a Digging Bolt in the second stage is basically like... you can just loot the place to the bedrock, it's great. Now, in a perfect world, I don't get poisoned. Sadly, we don't live in a perfect world. You still don't understand anything about this game, but it seems very fun. It is so much fun. I highly recommend. If you're interested in it, honestly, pick it up. It's not that expensive. And honestly, just try playing it. Like, experience is the best teacher. If you have any questions about the game, by all means ask them. I'm not the best Noita player in the world, but I am fairly competent. It is amazing fun. Like, I don't play it as much these days just because I've done most of the stuff there is to do in Noita. But like, I would play this game for hours and hours and hours and just not get bored of it. My gun is a tiny bit weak for this stage. A single Spark Bolt is not amazing. I really should be strapping some other stuff to it. But I haven't found anything to strap to it, so we'll just do our best. Also, I should not be disregarding the gold in the walls, and I should be going for it. I'm used to just mentally blocking it out because I can't usually get at it, but this time around I can. This game also has mod support. And I know that a lot of newer players really like the mod that makes it so that you start with the Tinker Everywhere perk. It substantially reduces the difficulty of the game if you can edit anything on the fly just all the time. I am currently not playing with any mods enabled though. The next time I'm in a holy mountain, please remind me to dump out the polymorphine and replace it with water. Because I will forget. Thank goodness for fire immunity. Oh, it still got me anyway. Ow, ow, ow. We don't like poison. I'll take being oily over being poisoned. You can imagine some crazy mods for this game. There are some crazy mods for this game. Like, there are the relatively simple ones that just, like, add new spells or, like, change the appearance of your character. I know there's a really fun one that changes the character model to Megumin from Konosuba. And makes your starting spell, like, the biggest explosion. But there are also some, like, total conversion mods that, like, add custom adventures or, like, essentially completely different games in the Noita engine. What are you reminding me of? When I pass through this portal, I want to dump out this polymorphine and replace it with water, because every holy mountain has 2 big basins filled with water. Or I could just do it here, before it pours out, ideally. Hold on. Polymorphine is really bad, and I don't want to use it. Because if you touch it, you turn into a harmless sheaf. And while that does sound fun and adorable, the problem with that is that sheep have 1 hit point. And if you take 1 hit point of damage while you have 1 hit point, you die. So being essentially infinitely fragile in a game as hostile as this is a death sentence, essentially. And polymorphine bypasses essentially all of your typical protections. So, like, at a certain point in your runs, if they go on long enough, you stop being afraid of enemies, you stop being afraid of environmental hazards, except for polymorphine. You just live in fear that, like, a random polymorphine flask will crack open, turn you into a sheep, and then a straight bullet will kill you instantly. You might think that that's, like, a somewhat rare occurrence. But travel can get pretty explosive once you really ramp up in this game. And you kind of break things along the way. Oh, extra heart. That's really nice. These are fairly rare. More extra life is always really nice. Life is at a premium in this game. You did the math for making an all the mods star in all the mods 8. Nice. That is a Minecraft mod. Also, my flight is limited by this levitation energy, which restores itself automatically when my feet are on the ground. In case you were wondering why I touch down sometimes. It's approximately 100,000 nether stars for 1 ATM star. That sounds doable. Yeah, if you want to ramp up Nether Star production in All the Mods 8, either make like Nether Star seeds, or better yet, just train up a bunch of withers for hostile neural networks, like multiple of them, and just like have them all running producing nether stars. You're just gonna make a whole train of seeds. Nice. Okay, so this chest. Opening it, if I go into the water and open it, it could kill me instantly. That's because it could contain an item called a lightning rock. And if it contains a lightning rock, it will electrocute this entire pond and kill me instantly. So, kind of foreseeing that possibility, I'm just gonna shoot it, because shooting a chest also opens it. Nope, it was just a wand. But it pays to be cautious. Decent stats, a little bit of dynamite on it. We like explosives. They are an exciting way to get around. That looks very suspicious, but it's actually a real treasure chest. Oh wow, 2 treasure... That's like 3 treasure chests, one right after the other. That's really uncommon. Also, I should not be disregarding these things. Their shots hurt. Mana to damage. This can be fun. Basically, it completely discharges your wand and turns it into damage. Really good for one-shots. And, ooh, more hearts. Excellent. Anyway, my screen is now flashing red, so that's my cue to GTFO. Let's not get shotgunned at the end. Okay, we got shotgunned, but just a little, as a treat. These things happen. Okay, this one's really good, actually, because of the always cast speed up. It basically completely nullifies the relatively fat recharge time, but it's shuffle, which is awful. I believe that spell increases the damage that it does when there are enemies nearby. The wand body is amazing. The spells on it aren't amazing. Sparkbolt triggers, those are really good. I like the charge speed, I'm not a fan of the recharge time. This is very whatever, this is very whatever. Saving Grace is really nice. It can activate more than once, essentially. Like, it saves your life, and then if you heal up, it'll save your life again. Okay, I'm gonna buy this one for the Spark Bolts with trigger. And I'm gonna make a slightly stronger wand. So, Spark Bolt trigger, cast 3 spells. And those 3 spells are going to be... Do I want it? Oh, you have a familiar receptacle with a cosmic fox. Do I want it? Sure. Normally, I don't like playing with slime balls, but I need something to load this spell with. So what this is going to do is, Sparkle Trigger grabs the next spell to the right of it and casts that out of the point of impact. And the next spell is a triple spell, so this is gonna essentially be the next 3 spells all at once. So this casts these 3 at the point of impact. It does a lot of damage up front. And I'm additionally going to make it luminous, because why not? A little bit of damage for us. Okay. This is limited charges, or I'd probably attach it to the wand as well. But this wand now does 39 damage, which is a pretty substantial upgrade from the 3 damage it was doing previously. And because it's on a trigger, I get to retain the spark bolt's accuracy and flight speed, which is really nice. And I'm getting grenaded, which is not very nice. So there goes like half of my health. This hand-shaped statue, if you click it, it spawns, or sorry, kick it, not click. It spawns this little robot monk thing, which are usually worth a fair amount of gold. Every hand statue you find in Kick in the same run spawns one more of those guys, so the next one would spawn 2 and the one after that would spawn 3. So if you think you can take them, it can be a nice little boost to your income. That's a propane tank. Those are very dangerous because they do that. They fly. This is a container filled with flammable gas and acid. You left the fox and the invisibility scarf in a chest for me. Thank you. You want to take the night vision goggles? Absolutely go for it. You can also take the power glove if I have it, because I'm pretty sure I do have it. Because I think I remember you saying that you wanted that. I don't have one? Okay. Well, not yet anyway. I will. It is inevitable. I will own the world. We don't care about burning because we're immune to that. That looks like a wand being wielded by somebody who shouldn't use one. This wand has a bunch of acid balls on it. I could use that to break some stuff, maybe. These enemies are really tanky. Ow, ow, ow. And there's another one. Of course there's another one. Up here, there's going to be 1 or 2 potions on pedestals, I'm pretty sure. Nope, just a sniper. Okay. I'm thinking of a different pattern. My health is really low, but I want to try grabbing just a little bit more before moving on. Okay, let's grab this chest. See that? That's a lightning stone. That's what I was afraid of finding in a chest earlier. So the stone itself, while it's in the world, or in my hands, it constantly gives off electricity, which can electrocute things. Conveniently, while I'm holding it in my hands, not in my inventory, I'm immune to electricity. So you can have a little bit of fun with that. Okay, this shop is just straight up selling spells, which is nice. None of them are very good, though. Oh, Tinker Everywhere. This is one of the best perks in the game. So now I can do this wand editing anywhere in the world. I don't have to make it back to a holy mountain. I don't really care about keeping any of these acid balls. Do I care about any of these? I I kind of like this energy orb as like a superior alternative to these slime balls. Oh, and hospitable for the same reason. I really don't like slime balls. They have friendly fire enabled and they just drip poison everywhere. No, 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 that's propane. That's going to explode. I get really panicked when I see propane tanks flying around. Yeah, like, if you play this game, propane is going to end so many of your runs. Hank Hill would be pleased and amazed at the fear and awe that propane evokes in this game. That was really dumb blowing it up that close to me, but it paid off. Ow. And also the fumes that it gives off kill things really fast, as you can tell by these guys who just flew into it and killed themselves. Alright. Metallic enemies like that have 50% resistance to projectiles. Oh dear lord, that's terrifying. I am amazed that none of those hit me. I do not deserve to be alive right now. Like, I dig through, and then it's a straight up shotgun blast of like magic missiles. Look at that. I should be dead. I'm saving that one. Also, this game lets you export GIFs. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, I'm really scared of that wand, so I'm gonna go hunt him down and make sure that he doesn't have it. Oh god, please stop. Okay, there we go. Fireworks. They're basically a more colorful magic missile. Oh, this one's not half bad. Anyway. Metal, by the way, is too tough for me to take through, which is why I'm not doing it. But that's a little rough. I spent a relatively long time today talking. Okay, this thing is pointed the other way, so it's not very dangerous. If I'm directly in front of it, it's extremely dangerous. You were there? Ow, 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 ow. See, this is why non-witches shouldn't be allowed to use wands. They're just a hazard to their friends and to themselves and to everybody around them. Ow. Oh, right. So, metallic enemies are resistant to projectiles, but very vulnerable to explosions. And I've got more explosions than I'll ever use, probably. So I really should just be spamming those against mechanical enemies. Okay, my health is kind of not great right now. You might need to lay down. Definitely prioritize your health, please. As I like to say, attendance is appreciated, but not mandatory. Oh god, that's a lot of really dangerous stuff I don't want to deal with. And I'm dead. These things happen. Yeah, if your abdomen is really hurting, definitely like go lie down. Don't agitate it. All right. Magic missile, bouncing burst, swamp potion. Magic missile is one of my favorite starter spells. Because it lets you do this. So you can run off to the... Normally go to the mountain to start a run, but you can also go to the left or up top. And to go up top, you just need to start from a little bit higher than the ground. And you can make it up and over this little lip. And if we climb to the top of this mountain, there's also some stuff off to the right, but we don't really want that right now. But if we go up here, there's a little secret with a life up in it. If you've never found that secret before, it'll have a new spell in it. But I've got that spell unlocked, so for me, it's a health up. There's also an emerald tablet. And the nice thing about the emerald tablet is I can throw it at people for like 200 damage. And it counts as an environmental kill, so I get double money for doing it that way. And basically we just do it all over again. Like, yes, you die, but ow. Okay, that was a little dumb. You die, but like, dying is part of the game. You just pick yourself back up and you start over. That is gunpowder. I can have some fun with that. Gunpowder, I don't know if it works like this in real life, but gunpowder in this game explodes when you pour it out. So you can find some utility for that. Also, I'll take a shower under this pipe to get rid of this poison. I just had a thought. I like saying attendance is appreciated but not mandatory. Imagine if I tried like a school teacher persona where I was just like, attendance is mandatory. I don't think I could pull it off. I'm not that authoritarian. The problem that I run into, personally, after losing a run and starting over, is that I don't have as much patience to like do a proper opening the second time around. So like, I'll skip the gold farming step, or I'll skip searching for like wands and power-ups. It's definitely kind of hard to like not want to get right back to where you were. Especially if you had like really, really good wands. Like, that digging bolt that I had, it wasn't the best digging wand in the game, but it was still really, really good for the early game, and I kind of miss it. And my thought process is, oh, I should be able to still go that fast. Sadly, it doesn't work that way. Also, frogs are an absolute menace in this game. I am lucky that that one chose not to pursue me. I didn't catch fire there because I'm covered in blood, and blood basically does the same thing as water when it comes to insulating you from fire. So, as I like to say, I like getting 400 gold for in the first stage, at least. Ideally, more like 600 gold. Optimistically, like 800 gold. But I like taking 400 as like a nice little minimum. And as I mentioned earlier, physics skills, like with the tablet, drop double money. Sort of a little reward for like setting up environmental factors, but it also just works if you chuck a rock at somebody's head. It also does a lot of damage, which is really useful for taking out tougher enemies like this one. And enemy drops are based off of enemy health, so a high health enemy with their drop doubled is really nice. And now I'm at 400 gold. That said, if you try doing it that way, don't get too greedy. Sometimes just use your gun. Like, sometimes it's not worth trying to finagle the physics kill. That said, most of the enemies that are oh crap, so that absolutely lucky shot hit me and it put a curse on me that's going to make a thundercloud follow me for a little while. And I really don't want to be under that because, as you can see, it's shooting lightning. Alright. Another way that you can get cursed, incidentally, is by eating the meat of the god's champion. They really don't appreciate that. I have a decent amount of health left. So I'm gonna keep exploring the mines a little bit longer. Circle of Stillness is low-key kind of awesome. Okay, I was not expecting it to explode while frozen. This was the learning moment. I take it back. Circle of Stillness is a trap and I don't like it. But I got some money, so I'm out of here. Oh, this is really good. Teleport bolts. Oh, a lot of these are really good. I'm gonna take Plasma Cutter and Teleport Bolt. Actually, first I'm gonna check my perks, because you never know what you're gonna find. These are not amazing. I'll take Oil Blood again. The perks are randomized every time. I'm gonna take this because Oil Bolt is... Did I say Oil Bolt? Teleport Bolt is really good. Rid of this one. It's really good for getting around, it's really good for dodging, and you can do some silly things with it. I'm gonna put that there. And I also want Plasma Cutter because it does a lot of damage. And also chews through terrain pretty efficiently. It's a little bit scary to work with, but you can work with it. And, you know, variety is the spice of life. I can't just use spark bolts to solve all of my problems. That's a lie, I totally can. Yeah, I can try though. Spark Bolt is actually probably one of the best spells in the game. Like, actually. Like, it's cheap, it's accurate, and it's fast. It's a spectacular starting spell. It's a spectacular payload spell. It's just always relevant. Like, I think that's the best metric for like whether or not a spell is good, is like how many different like wand builds would incorporate this spell. And Spark Bolt fits into so many different wands that it's just unparalleled. It's no digging vault, but we take what we can get. Whoops. So one of the downsides of Plasma Cutter, ow, is A, it can hurt me, and B, it disintegrates gold if it comes into contact with it. So I had to be really careful with how I aim it if I want to use it. And I also have to be careful not to fly into it, which I've been doing. Also, let's not jump into lava after gold. We are greedy, but we're not that greedy. Extra max HP. Can't really turn your nose up to that one. Little bit of gold. Very nice. I'd like to get back to at least 400 again, but I can probably do 600. If you mix water with poison, it just makes more water, which is why I did that. Alright, I got the tablet. I really should be using that. I missed. Never mind. Let's not be near that thing when it explodes. I like my various body parts where they are. Gold pieces are kind of like damaged bells. As long as enough of it to be recognizable is present, you can still collect it and use it and spend it. So a little bit of damage is okay. Just don't tell the bank you were the one who did it. Now, this is a very scary biome, especially early on. But you can get some really, really nice stuff here if you're willing to brave the dangers. And I'm willing to brave the dangers. These guys, if they shoot me, I will go blind for about 20 seconds, and it is the most annoying debuff in the game. Those purple sparks means that it's an item. Gold sparks means that it's a wand. That has spawned down there and is ready for pickup. Unstable teleportadium. That's really good, because I can use that to trigger a secret in Hisi Vase. This is a Swapper Mage. They are the most annoying enemy type. Whenever they're hit by something, they swap positions with it. Yeah, blindness is always a shitty debuff in any game. I agree. I'm just gonna leave. I don't want to deal with a Swapper Mage right now. Okay, this is really, really nice. Linear Arc locks your spell to, like... What's the word I'm looking for? Locks your spell to one of the 8 cardinal or intercardinal directions, but it adds 5 damage to it. And the cool thing about that is we can get something like Magic Arrow with Trigger. And we can do this. Magic Arrow with Trigger. Linear Arc. Plasma Cutter. Because we don't care about the orientation of this spell. And this spell doesn't have the linear arc on it, so I can aim with this spell just fine. But this spell will receive the damage bonus. Double gold per nugget is really nice. Also, I should be really careful about shooting off things in the Holy Mountain that can hurt the Holy Mountain. Because the gods really don't like it if you break their Holy Mountain. Also, if you teleport out, if you don't pass through this little area right here, it doesn't collapse. All the more reason to blow it up. Well, in this game, the gods can and will kick your ass, so you want to be a certain level of power before you piss them off. Pardon my French. But yeah, that extra power on the plasma cutter is really paying off. Nice big pile of gold, we like that. Oh, that is delicious, actually. This, I think, is the hand rock buried under stone. Nope, it's just a normal rock. Or buried under snow, not stone. Little environmental kill as a treat. Because teleport bolt's really good for dodging things. Oh crap. I was looking down here, I was not looking at what was coming my way. Which was a lot of shots, holy crap. That's a lot of damage. I don't know why it thinks my best time is less than 15 minutes. Like, I've gotten some absurd other stats, I don't know why it thinks my best time is only 15 minutes. Okay, the game had to restart. Okay, cool. OBS is picking it back up. That's good. You know what? I think... just to sort of make it a little more fun, let's connect to Twitch. Alright. I didn't want to do this at first, but it is what it is. A little bit. Oh, this is an amazing one to find early on. Luminous Drills. Bubble Sparks on an amazing one. Actually, no, never mind. Screw this. I want to take this run seriously. I take it all back. Okay, so Luminous Drills are really nice because they can cut through literally anything. And your goal with those, typically, is to make a wand that can fire them continuously, like every single frame without running out of mana. There's also a modifier called Ping Pong Path, which extends the beam's length like 7 times over. So like a Ping Pong Path Luminous Drill with constant casting is a relatively easy to make, obscenely powerful tool that'll carry you through like 90% of the game if you can build it. So let's hope that this sort of snowballs into that. Also, you have time in a bottle. Very nice. Very underrated item. Honestly, with the amount of AFKing I do, I should really make one of those for myself. The speed on this wand is really nice. But I want the spells off this, and I want this wand because it's amazing and it's non-shuffle. I'm gonna use a little dynamite to light this oil on fire. Just really demonstrate my grudge against the environment. Okay, in my head, that blew up this, not me. But Ariel and blowing herself up name a more iconic duo. Yeah, lasers are fun. I'm really good at it, to be fair. I'm really good at what? Sorry? Oh, what? Blowing myself up? Yeah. I mean, you know what they say? If you're good at something, never do it for free. But, I blow myself up for free all the time, so I mean... I don't know where I was going with this one, honestly. Sometimes I just start talking and I hope that I'll come up with something clever to finish off my sentence with before I get there. That didn't happen this time. So my gold is really low, so I don't want to move on. And I've got lots of health, so I'm gonna keep looking for things to kill. Because, like I say, I want at least 400 gold. Strictly speaking, if I really, really wanted to, right now I could go and get like 250,000 gold. Like, not even joking, like 250000, 6 digits. But it would take so long that I just don't wanna. Ow, I did not mean to use dynamite there. I'm used to my laser. Typically when I get lasers I put them on too, so that's why I keep hitting that button. It's just muscle memory. This is a very bad position to be in. Luckily, Tablet is stronger than Fire Mage. Alright. Alright. I will get through this wall eventually. There we go. This is a trap. You can tell by the little fire icon on this thing. It's going to set the whiskey on fire if I take the wand from the pedestal. But I don't really care, because it's not a very dangerous trap. The wand itself is pretty decent. The spell is kind of whatever. But I will take it. Oh, okay, that's really rare. Normally the electric current that sets off the traps doesn't conduct all the way through and zap you like that. So that was just a little bit unlucky. Also, because I jumped into the whiskey, I am now very drunk and my aim is going to be garbage for until this wears off. I'll get rid of that so it stops spewing fire. I think, you know what, maybe 300 gold is a good amount of gold. I just had an electric current like pass through my heart. I think a little bit of an early retirement is acceptable. And I got lasers. I don't need anything other than lasers. Okay, let's take this off, and let's take this off. Okay, that's definitely made my lasers last a bit longer. Black Hole is probably the best digging spell in the game. I will grab it. I'll also grab Heavy Spread, and I'll grab Bouncing Burst just because it's cheap. And Double Spell. Lots of really cheap, really good spells there. Repelling Cape is really nice because it makes things fall off of me really fast when I move. Alright, let's see. The recharge speed on this is really nice, actually. And it looks like at 3 beams, it just keeps up with itself, so we'll just leave this as it is. Oh, you gotta play games tonight with friends that are lying down for you? If you really need to lie down, I'm certain that your friends would be understanding. Double in this game is not 4, it's 3. Because this grabs... So this grabs this and this, so these 3 are one spell. And then this grabs this spell and this spell. And it'd be really funny if every single one of those had Fireball Orbit. That is very scary. So let's do it. This just clears Fog of War, but it's not super useful outside of certain niche scenarios. Okay, so a very, very dangerous blasting wand, and an actually really good digging wand. What could possibly go wrong? I've lost like 20 health before even like leaving the door. This might have been a mistake, but it's my mistake to make. Oh my god, the stats on this. Okay, I don't need anything but this. I just need to put the lasers on this, and I have an infinite lightsaber, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm straight up just gonna rush to the next Holy Mountain because I want to build that wand now. Like, that's actually so good. Okay, you'll grab all these, but like... Oh, look at that. That's just a solid beam, I love it. So the spell I'd really like to see right now is essentially a blue border with a white and blue ball in it, because that would make this not consume mana. and actually be infinite. Okay, what I'm gonna do now that I have this is I'm actually gonna dig back up into the previous zone, which is going to make the gods upset. So, in light of that, I'm going to deliberately damage the temple to anger the gods. And then I'm just gonna poke him with my lightsaber before he can really do anything to me. And now that guy is going to show up at every single temple for the rest of this run, unless I make peace with the gods. Oh, do I gamble? Yeah, let's gamble. Honestly, that could have been so much worse. Alright. And by the looks of things, even when this runs out of mana, it barely stops the beam. So that's really, really strong. So I can just dig out with this. And you know what? With a beam that's this good at digging, I think I might actually go get that $250,000 gold. I can show that off. Yeah, escape, exactly. You just gotta deal with the constant mana out sound, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, we just dig our way through. Now, an alternative that I could have done is I could have collapsed the temple, and then the gods wouldn't care if I dug through it. But doing it this way preserves it, so I can keep using it to edit wands. You would think after all the digging I've done on Minecraft, I'd be tired of it by now. Yeah, valid. Unfortunately, I just really like digging, I guess. Okay, so actually freeze filled, I'm not a very big fan of, because you can get frozen in blood that splashes onto you. It's actually really annoying. I kind of regret gambling and getting that perk as a result. But, oh well, it is what it is. We'll make the best of it. Something else I could have done that would probably have been smarter, honestly, is I could have taken what is essentially a shortcut from the third zone to the first zone, and that wouldn't have made the gods upset. But it would have left the mountain destroyed. So, this is fine. Also, yes, this freeze field is really starting to bug me, actually. Oh well, it is what it is. Same deal, we'll just dig out like this. Sure thing, you can be right back. I will happily look forward to your re-arrival. Luckily for me, oil doesn't freeze. Broken one, we can have a little bit of fun with that. Not worth picking up. I'll grab it just to make it stop glowing. So that I don't pass by here later and get my hopes up. We could have gone a little bit over and just, like, taken the normal path out of the mountain, but bursting out of the ground like a worm is kind of fun, too. Is this enough of a boost to get over that lip? No, it isn't. Okay. Yeah, having infinite lightsabers is really, really nice. I don't think I can reach that except with maybe this. Let's try reaching it with maybe this. Yeah, no, not happening. And luckily, I've got Acceleradium for this bit. What I want to do is I want to go all the way to the right, to the far edge of the world. And a little extra horizontal speed is going to make that go substantially faster. Got a bit of a desert here. Well, not a bit of a desert, it just is a desert. I could break into this pyramid, but the enemies in there are really dangerous, and even with a lightsaber, I don't really want to mess with them right now. There's also a spell slash health up hidden at the edge of this pyramid. Or, not edge, hidden at the peak of this pyramid. So the first time you do that, you'll get a new spell. Also, taking a drink, my throat is really, like, dry right now. Just kicking up some particles for fun. Just giving the pyramid a little bit of a trim. Keep that hairline in check. Terraform some cacti. That thing is an essence eater. Oh, hi. The process of unlocking the crown that I have puts those two gemstones in those big scales. You can do some fun things with those gemstones, but moving them around realistically takes the telekinetic kick perk, which I don't have. And any of the stuff that like involves those gemstones, I am really not in a position to do anything with. So I'm just not gonna interact with them, even though it'd be fun. Alright, here's the edge of the world. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna climb up the edge of the world. And not too high up, we're going to find a little alcove with a brickwork diamond in it, which contains the essence of Earth. But we don't actually want the essence of Earth. But the essence of Earth is a cool little thing. It basically makes a bunch of like energy bolts shoot out of you non-stop, which can hurt you and it's actually kind of annoying. But one of the fun things you can do with that is you can feed it to the Essence Eater. And what it'll do is it'll turn it into an Earth Stone, like the Earth version of the Lightning Stone from earlier. And the cool thing about an Earth Stone is that it transmutes any nearby materials near you when you're holding it into loose soil, which is very easy to dig through. So, if you're willing to, at the start of a run, go to the edge of the world, grab the Earth Essence, and feed it to the Essence Eater, you can actually end up digging through anything with a little bit of effort. Very, very early, no matter what your toolkit is, essentially, which is nice. And what I'm doing right now is I am digging to a secret biome that I know where it is. It's northwest of the roof of the Essence of Earth alcove thing. And once I get there, it's going to be a chat stream for a bit, because it takes a while to pick up that much money. It's not that long of a trip, it's just taking a little... Oh, I can see it. Alright. I don't want to dig into it from beneath and have the gold all fall down the little hole that I made on the way up. So I'm going to come into it from the side, just to mitigate that a little bit. And that will destroy a little bit of gold, but sacrifices must be made. I hope you like this sound, because you're going to be hearing it for a while. So, is everybody here having, like, a nice night? Are we enjoying ourselves? Overall, I'd say that my day has been pretty nice. I've really not had an amazing week in general. So having a good day was, like, really, really welcome. I am not even remotely finished grabbing all this money and I'm already up to 25,000. The funny thing is, even if you collect all of this money, it's very, very easy to spend all of it very quickly. The main thing that would cause that would be rerolling perks, because rerolling perks costs 200 gold, but every time you do it, the cost doubles. So it goes 200, 400, 800, 1600, 3200, and it very rapidly chews through even a few 100,000 gold. Oh yeah. There is a way to break the reroll machines, so that you can spam them for essentially pennies, and essentially, like, choose whatever perks you want. But that is a lot of effort to put in, and I don't necessarily feel like putting that effort into a run where I have freeze field. I don't think I'm going to grab all of this. I think I'm just going to grab like 100,000. I think that should be plenty. Just a nice little trip to the bank, make a withdrawal. But yeah, for some reason there's literally just like a giant cube of gold as a biome in a random corner of the world. Yeah, that's a lot of money. There's 250,000 gold here. I was mentioning it earlier. I'm not going to grab all of it because I don't really need that much money, but I'm going to grab about 100,000 of it. Oh, also, you can drown in the gold if you're not careful. Truly a death worthy of Scrooge McDuck. Just take a nice little shower in the gold. Don't say it. And 100,000. If I need more, I'll come back. But yeah, this sort of thing is why I get excited about Luminous Trails. Imagine stepping away from the stream and then you look back and I got like 100,000 gold. And you're just like, did she just cheat that in? And the answer is no. I did a little mining off camera, that's all. Also, I love the little flappy physics on the cape. I'm a really big fan of like fabric that reacts to physics in general. Like, a lot of games try it. Oftentimes it looks kind of trash because like it clips or it's really stiff. But this game has an absolutely wonderful flowing cape and I love it. Like, a lot of the time capes feel like really pretentious. I say wearing a crown. But I kind of feel like Noita pulls it off really well. It feels less like a cape and more like a cloak. It's like it's got utility. It keeps the elements off of me, it keeps me warm. I really think that, like, capes should come back into fashion, like in real life. Because, like, something I notice is that in real life, people dress really, really boringly. It's like, there's only a handful of styles and everybody just, like, wears those styles. There's very little individuality. And it's like, the problem is, how do you express that individuality with anything other than, like, mass-produced stuff? If you can't afford or be like a tailor, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, there's gotta be a solution to that. Like, we as a society need to decide that, like, dressing nicely is, like, something that we should have priority for. I don't know. You wanna play Terraria with this game's physics? That would be fun. Because, as I mentioned before, every pixel in this game is a material with properties that make sense for that material. So you can do some really fun stuff like having materials interact with one another. Like, for example, oil floats on top of water. That's a really simple example, but, like, it works. I managed to forget that I have freeze field. This is gonna suck. Well, the good news is, with that, I basically don't have to farm money at all. I can just run around. I'm gonna grab money anyway, I'm greedy, but I can basically just, like, run around, grab wands, and buy things from shops. And now that I can afford things, I will take this. Don't need any of that. This is nice because it makes spells go off faster. Same deal as earlier, I'm digging out of the mountain so that it doesn't break it and I can come back and use it for more wand editing. Because even if the gods are mad at you, you can still use their holy mountains to edit your wands. As long as the mountain is intact. We're playing Pummel Party tonight, it looks like. Nice. Isn't that the one that's like the really silly, sort of like ragdoll-y game? I played that game once back in college. It was super fun. Violent Mario Party. Oh, gotcha. Oh, is that the one with like the shotgun you can point at other people on the map and like blow them to pieces? Yes? Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I hope you have a great time. Why am I going for the money when there's a lightning stone there? It's going to kill me. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb, but I am greedy. Oh. Oh, let's not get sniped. We don't need kills. I don't need to risk my life for money. I'm wealthy. And this is why I hate Freeze Field. That spell is Bloody Mist. I want to be really careful about that propane tank over there. I say, pointing my lightsaber at it like an absolute loon. Alright. Go over here. I'm not gonna grab the health up, because I might take damage fighting the guy over here. Okay, he's coming. There's a really nice, cheesy way to kill him. You pull him, you drag him this way. You stand in a very particular spot on this statue, and you point yourself straight up, facing left, and then when he passes over you, you kick. And I messed it up. Mutual kill. Oh well. I should have been more aggressive. If I had been a bit more aggressive, I would have killed him before that last shot got off, and I could have just grabbed the heart. I don't know why I stopped shooting. I know why I stopped shooting. I didn't want to disintegrate the money. My greed killed me. Alright, I'll do one more run. And this time I'll actually have Twitch integration on. And my throat is getting a little bit tired. So after this run ends, even if it's not quite the typical end time for me, I'll probably end stream. These are not amazing starting spells. I'm gonna ditch this polymorphine. Generally speaking, your first objective in any new run of Noita is get a flask filled with water. And I sometimes forget to do that. But if you don't start with a flask of water, and it's not filled with anything that's useful on its own merits, just pouring it out and like scooping some up from the first puddle you find is completely viable. Water is water. This is a stage modifier that adds these zones to the area that is going to essentially apply force to my projectiles. Those red ones force projectiles away from the center. There's also a blue variant that's going to pull them towards the center. Unstable teleportium. That's really nice. I can use that to activate a secret later. If I live that long. Also, if you want to vote, just type the number corresponding to the effect you want to go off in chat. Enemies get perks. That's not good. I don't see any enemies that actually have perks. That's weird. Sorry, did I say blue? I meant white. So, fun fact, unstable teleportatium used to be teleportatium. The difference being unstable teleportatium teleports you in a random direction, whereas teleportatium teleports you consistently in the direction of your cursor. And the problem with that was that it was way too easy to get a flask of teleportatium, and then just like teleport to the final boss and like instantly beat the game. It was just way too easy. So stable teleportatium is still obtainable, it's just way harder to get your hands on now, and most sources of it now give unstable instead. Because like for a while there, the speed run was literally just reset until you find a plinth with teleportatium on it, grab it, and just like zip down to the final boss and kill it. Because the final boss scales off of your progression, and if you go there without doing much, he's not gonna have much to do. I'm a little tired. Ooh, gain random perk, please. Wait, I wonder, can I vote in my own, can I vote in my own thing for effects that I want? Hold on. I can! Oh my god, that's amazing. Fair enough, fair enough. I was about to say, I must resist the urge to abuse this power. But then you were just like, no, no, no. You want to play this game, you gotta roll that dice, you gotta flip that coin. Well, crap. No perks for me, just randomly shooting my wand and it can hurt me. A little bit of extra max HP is always really nice. You know what? My health is really low. I don't like having not enough money, but My life is more important. Discounted black hole, really nice. Luminous drill, very nice. May as well gamba. Not bad at all. Oh right, water. Yeah, my throat is really dry now. My throat is actually stinging a little. I'll go a little bit longer. I'll be quiet. But like, if it starts to hurt more, I'll speak up and I'll end the stream. Strictly speaking, I should probably end it now that I'm feeling any amount of pain at all. I am drinking water. You know what? No. My throat deserves to be taken care of. So because my throat is like actually feeling pain right now, I'm going to call the stream a little bit early tonight. So thank you to everybody who showed up. I really appreciate it. Next stream is going to be on Sunday, starting 5:30 Eastern. I'll be playing Bravely Default 2 for the Nintendo Switch. If you found yourself here and enjoyed yourself, please consider following if you'd like to do it again. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful night, and I hope you sleep well. Goodbye.